The North Carolina High School Athletic Association Basketball Championships are coming to Winston-Salem March 14th and 15th, and we're taking a tour around the top teams of the Bold North State. Next up is the head coach of the top seed in the 4A East, Boubacar Al from the Hoggard Vikings. And Coach, congratulations on your first round playoff win over Grays Creek, 62-24. Not a lot of doubt in that one. I know that makes you feel good as a coach that the young ladies aren't taking the playoffs for granted, and they came ready to play right out of the chute.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. I was really proud. Every time you win a playoff games, just like you say, you cannot take that for granted because playoffs are a different beast. Anything can happen. And and this is basically what I preach to them every day. In the playoffs, you just got to survive and advance. And I think at this point, that's all that matters. I mean, forget about playing beautiful, playing well, just win the game and let's move on to the next round. So I was really proud that they came out with a sense of urgency.
Now, you've been coaching for over 14 years there in Eastern North Carolina, so you have experience as a coach. We'll touch on your playing career a little bit later, but tell me about this year's team, this year's Vikings. When did you know that this could be a championship squad?
Well, I mean, I have to go back maybe 3 years ago when we had this wonderful freshman class. I mean, from day one, I knew they were very talented. So what we usually do here when we get a group of girls as freshmen, when they are talented, we kind of keep them on varsity, just trying to bring them along. And I was very excited when I had them. And I wasn't wrong. They proved me right every step of the way. And even last year when it was supposed to be our down year, we ended up making it all the way to Winston-Salem, which was kind of a surprise to everybody. But it wasn't a surprise to me because they wanted to prove that they had what it takes to get there. So this year, this year is a little different because now the expectation a little high since that we got to Winston-Salem last year. So I want to make sure that they understand that, hey, it's just a game. So to take one game at a time and not to let that pressure, especially outside pressure, because here we don't put any pressure on them. We just want them to go out, take one game at a time and go out and compete. So we make sure that outside pressure is, we're trying to tune it out and just focus on us, focus on the team, on the group, and to make sure that we just go in and compete one game at a time. And basically that's what we're preaching to these girls every day.
When you go and talk to your team after a win like you had in the first round and you get back to work, what is the message and who are the leaders on the court for the Hoggard Vikings that will take your message and translate it back into players leading players?
Well, overall, I have a great group of captain, as I have 4 captain. I had Tristan Chivers, Avery Fitzgerald, Anna Kate Chance, and I have Amy Seward. I mean, a great group of seniors, and they understand. They've been here at least 3 years, so they know what we're about. So, and it makes it much easier when you and your captain share the same view and the goals are aligned. So whatever message you transmit to them, automatically it gets to the other players because they are, to me, they are the best messengers. They even pass the message better than I do because they are part of the team. They're among the group, and so I've been very fortunate to have those girls. I mean, without them, we wouldn't be here, and they do a good job just trying to make sure that everybody is understand what we are doing and what we are trying to achieve, and to hold everybody accountable, and just to communicate anything that any concern, they communicate that back to us. So I'm very fortunate. So those are the girls that I really have to credit most of our stuff.
You mentioned that the Vikings made it on a surprise, using your words, to Winston-Salem in the state championships last year, the Final Four in Noel Coliseum. What did you do in the immediate aftermath of that very disappointing loss that pointed this team north to where you are right now in position to truly contend, if not be the overall favorite for the state championship?
Well, I think right after in the aftermath of our loss, I mean, it was a lot of heartbreaks. I mean, if you coach a girl, you know that they take everything little, at heart. They were very disappointed, and I let that disappointment fuel, their desire this year. And from day one, I mean, you talk about the summertime in August in the preseason. I mean, they went at it. They work hard. And let me just go back a little bit. I mean, this is the fourth time that we won our conference and undefeated. I mean, it's hard to be complacent. But again, whatever our loss last year definitely just serve as a motivation for this year. And they had a lot of fun last year getting to Winston-Salem. A lot of them got a lot of recognition, and they want to get back there. So when you have girls who experience that, the heartbreak, so it's very easy. So my job is obviously I got to do my job, but they do probably the better part of the job for me.
It's very well known in North Carolina that Hoggard is a basketball powerhouse, both on the men's side and the women's side. When you see that blue walking through the door, you know the Vikings are going to come and they're going to bring their best. What kind of support do you get from your administration across the board to make basketball a priority for John T. Hoggard High School?
Well, let me tell you, man. Obviously, we're the face of the program, so we're the one that's seen, and we're in face of the camera and whatnot. But let me tell you this: behind us, we have a village. I mean, it starts up with our administrators, Mr. Madden, and the rest of the administrators. Our AD, Allison Jones. I mean, day in day out, they are making sure that we have everything we need in order to keep being the powerhouse that we are. And the girls understand that. So we have a huge sports system, from administrators to our AD to even other coaches, like the football coach. Craig Underwood is a huge supporter of us. To our community, the parents, I mean, the school, the student body. So it makes it much easier to get our job done. And I always remind my girls that when you wear the Hoggard jersey, you're not just representing yourself. You're representing your family. You're representing your school, your community, and the city of Wilmington. And you got to take that to heart whenever you go out and play the game. So you got to just remember, it's just not you, but there's a village behind you.
Now, if I close my eyes and I just hear that voice and I maybe take a little bit of a different accent, I think I'm hearing John Thompson right there. He was your college coach at Georgetown. How much of Big John's message continues on through your coaching at John T. Hoggard High School?
Oh man, every day. I mean, and I try to give the same message that I was given, give the same message to the girls, because my job is just not to coach basketball, to teach them basketball. It's about life in general, as a whole. Through basketball, I'm trying to groom these young ladies to be productive member of our society, because these are going to be our leaders. Eventually, they're going to be the future leaders of our community, maybe our state, our country. So you got to make sure that they are equipped with the right tools, and they understand that only through work can you achieve greatness. You got to be held accountable, because I'm yelling at you doesn't mean I'm being mean to you. No, I'm holding you accountable. And that's very important. And we've been very blessed with this group of girls. They understand that. But the message is the same. What I've been taught, that's what I'm trying to relay to my players. I mean, nothing else. And I was very grateful to have play for such a wonderful coach, John Thompson, who not only taught me all the knowledge of basketball, but also taught me how to be a man and a productive person in our society.
Well, you're definitely getting it done at Hoggard High School. The Vikings, the top seed in the 4A East. You're marching through these state championship playoffs. The goal is to get to Winston-Salem. What does it mean for North Carolina high school basketball to have all 8 championship games taking place at the same location at the Joel Coliseum in Winston-Salem? You were there a year ago. What was your experience like?
Well, I mean, I'm going to be very honest. I was not a huge fan of it because I would rather, be home. If I'm a number 1 seed, I would rather be home and play throughout the playoff. Obviously, I mean, the home advantage really matters.
All
But
right.
I do understand what they are trying to do, just trying to regroup everybody in one place and make it happen and make it like a basketball kind of party, if I can use that. And we just got to make it what it is, and hopefully we can get there. But right now, I don't want to focus too much on Winston-Salem because we have to game to play on Friday, and if we don't win that game, we're not going anywhere. So maybe in a few weeks, you and I can talk again, and we can talk about that. For now, I think we got a tough game coming up on Friday.
Man, you got me wanting to go out and slap the floor, play a little defense, set some screens. I love your energy. Coach Boubacar Al of the Hoggard Vikings, the top seed in the 4A East. Thanks a lot for joining us here on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you, man. And go Heels.
Man, that's awesome. I appreciate it. Now, do you ever get a little Michael conversation going with you guys and Laney? I know that's a rivalry.
Oh, it is a rivalry. Obviously Laney, everybody know who Laney is because of Michael Jordan. It's anywhere you go, you hear about Laney. But I'm just glad we're able to beat him. You know what I mean? Now I can say that. Hey, I beat Michael Jordan's team, and Michael Jordan.
Drop him a note.
Yep.
We beat you again. That's
exactly.
Awesome. That's awesome. Well, Coach, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you, and I will be in touch as we get closer. I didn't mean to get ahead of the game there, but I appreciate you taking time out on an early day like this. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mike, and thank you for the job.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
We appreciate it. Yes. Thank you, Mike.